All right, hey, this could be a very awkward etc. show, which is saying a lot because there's been a lot of awkward etc. shows. I'm Chris, by the way. I've got Paul and Joe with me.
Hello.
I stumbled across the article, which kind of made me laugh. Craig Calcaredia, I believe that's how you say his name. He just wrote his 10th installment of his annual Baseball's Most Handsome Manager ranking. He claims that in
1913.
Yeah, he was covering the winter meetings of baseball. And look out, Brad Osmus walked by his wife and him in a hotel lobby. And according to Craig, he said it caused her to crane her neck and look at him like he was a big, juicy steak.
Objectification.
Yes.
That's just wrong.
So Craig, instead of saying, "What are you doing, honey? Why are you looking at baseball managers like that?" Craig's like, "It's got to be my life's work. I got to rank them." All right. So he's got some disclaimers here. No baseball manager is ugly. That's not true. Subjective
disagree.
Is beauty in the eye of the beholder. So does this mean that Craig is ranking these guys himself as his wife? I don't know. And he said, this is merely a list of aesthetic handsomeness, not one of love or longing. So he's like, hey, I'm a straight man. I'm making these judgments. And, if you have something wrong or amiss, I feel sorry for you. Wow. So Craig's saying a lot here. So, I wanted to go for these. These make me laugh. We'll have the links on our podcast if you want to check them out yourself. But according to Craig, now I don't know baseball managers too well, but number one on his list from the Marlins, Skip Schumacher. Guys, I'm not sure if you're looking at this.
Yeah.
Skip's got a big arm tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what Skip's got going on for him.
I see player. I mean, a baseball manager is a heavyset old guy with a cheek full of chewing tobacco. I mean, that's a baseball manager.
Yeah, but that's not this guy.
No,
he could still be player.
He's got physique. He's a little built. Yeah. Number two, Gabe Kapler. Now, I've actually read people who think he's a handsome guy. I don't understand how you do this. He was a handsome manager in 2017. They say he regained.
He got less handsome as the days have gone on.
Let himself go.
Yeah, he got the crown back in 2021. So did Gabe put on 50 pounds and he lost it back in 2021? I'm not sure what the case is.
It's kind of like with the People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive. It's like, do you just like 1 minute you're top of the world, the next minute like we no longer find you sexy.
I'm having an issue with this one. If you guys look at number 4, Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker.
Now, there's an off-color story about one of his former players that I'm not going to read verbatim. But they say, hey, he's 73 this year. He's still the coolest manager by miles and miles. Okay, I get that, but that doesn't make you handsome, right? That you're cool?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, that's kind of like when I was in high school, like, oh, you have a great personality.
Right.
It's like, okay. But
yeah, but was that the response to a question about how attractive you were? Like, if someone asks if they're attractive and you respond, they have a good personality. This does not bode well. Just real quick, I Googled some images of Gabe Kapler and I sent one to you in our Facebook chat. Dude is ripped. He is ripped like crazy. Like, there's your answer why he was the most handsome manager. That dude was ripped.
We gotta get a story straight. My wife picks up my cell phone and we're trading a shirtless Gabe Kapler photos back. What's going on down there? I gotta save that for later. Hey, yeah. This could be.
I mean, let's be honest. That is a handsome man. I'm not.
Yeah.
I would trade places.
I mean, I don't want to trade places enough to actually work out and look like that.
Yeah.
I just want to swap right now.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for putting in the work. I'll take over now.
Yeah. I will take over now, and I will ruin this.
Yeah.
Here's where it could really get awkward if we bring our wives down and say,
No, we're not doing that. Do not call her. Leave her alone. Do not involve her in any way.
Oh, if they're honest, I'm like, yeah.
Because I don't want to find out that I would rank number 33 on the list. That's
right.
Yes. Here's a question I have, Paul, and I'm not a baseball guy. You're a big Pittsburgh Pirates fan. Eric Shelton is number 7.
It's the beard.
Okay.
He's rocking the beard pretty hard. Without the beard, I don't know what he'd be, but he's a good distinguished beard.
Joe, what do you call guys with a big like white beard?
Big white beard? The only thing anybody calls us is Santa Claus. That's it.
But isn't that like a romantic name for it? Like, man,
no, not that I'm aware of.
I've heard Silver Fox.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's just having a big white beard. Like they got to have like the streaks, you gotta really rock that.
Yeah, I think it's the salt and pepper for Shelton.
Okay. In Ohio, I mean, I bet a lot of us guys are like, man, who's the more handsome baseball manager in Ohio? Is it the Reds or the Guardians? Hey, it's the Reds.
Is there?
Well, that's
Francona.
No offense, Terry.
I love the comment on this list for Terry Francona is that he's Tito's transformation into an SEC football coach from the mid to late 80s happened so gradually that we didn't really see it happening, did we?
Yes.
He's a brilliant manager, but yeah, he's not a handsome dude.
If you look at number 23, Phil Nevin of the Angels, I love the pose he has going on.
He's got a thinker thing happening.
Yes. If you open up Tinder, that's your photo of Phil Nevin if he's on Tinder.
I know
Mrs. Nevin out there. It's like, hey, what are you saying? Talking about?
I know which photo of Gabe Kapler is probably out there.
Yes. I'm taking that picture and photoshopping my head on that too. And I'm like, hey.
Yeah, don't do a good Photoshop. Just like slap your face right on there.
I mean, I feel bad for every manager 25 down. I mean, when you get to 24, was Rob Thompson, the Basset Hound there?
Yes.
It's got to sting that you're below.
Yes. That you're below that guy. And the one ear sticks out more than the other. God bless him.
Bruce,
Buck Showalter is still managing. What is he, like 150?
Yes. I think so.
And Bruce Bochy, I love the picture of him. He's ranking 30th.
Why does he look like? Oh gosh, who's that? Political?
James Carville.
James Carville. That's exactly who he looks like. Oh my gosh. James Carville in a hat, a Rangers cap. That is who he looks like.
We talk NFL here, and again, this is playersbio.com. I know the NFL has got some young guys. I think for a while, NFL owners were like picking young, attractive men. But if you look at number 1 on the list, Matt LaFleur. And they got a bunch of young guys at the top.
Matt LaFleur. Mike Tomlin, number 2.
I got to stick up for T. T's a handsome fella.
Well, he's number 2. That's not bad.
It's not number 1.
That might be a little too high for a list of handsome. I mean, I know we're Steelers people, so we need to promote our handsomeness of our coaches. But number
What do
two
you have
might be a
against
little high
T?
for my. I don't have anything against him. I think that might be a little
Pete
bit.
Carroll is number 18 and he's 71 years old. What? What is with this list? That is the strangest.
I like the fact that there's just from 20 on. It's just should
We're
just be
just
the
not gonna-
unmentionables.
Well,
Andy
Andy-
Reid.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
I saw another
That
list.
walrus mustache.
I saw another list that said I thought he was
Diabetes.
number 4, which I thought was crazy. I didn't use that list. Robert Slay, number 10, with the big shaved head. I was
Oh, man.
former
I do
Buckeye.
know-
Tom
I have a lot
Bowles.
of friends in Cleveland who are quite swooning over Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Silver
don't-
Fox.
Do they have eye issues or are they in need of eyewear?
Possibly.
Well, talk about Silver Fox. My goodness, look at that. Look at the picture.
Where's that? Where's what's his name from Miami?
He's got to be in the unmentionables.
Yeah.
You can't put a 12-year-old on a list like this. That's wrong.
It is wrong. He's far too young for this.
It's wrong.
Like, I'm still not convinced that his whole coaching tenure isn't a Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, speaking of wrong, I just yelled, "Whoa, Kevin Stefanski's a Silver Fox." I didn't expect me to.
We're adding that clip to the supercut of all of the.
Yes.
Now, some of these guys, they're not really picking good pictures of. Like, I don't doubt that Kyle Shanahan is a fairly attractive man, but that's not a good picture of him. It looks like he's just taken some sedative.
I want the Phil Nevin where he's like this, I want the Bruce Bochy where he's got his shirt halfway off,
Right. Zach Taylor.
Good thing
He's over here just looking confused. Like, nobody looks attractive when they look confused.
Good thing Mike Tomlin didn't go for the Gabe Kapler look, with the shirtless look.
I just dig the old school sunglasses.
Yes. Very good. One quick
Got
look over
the Top Gun sunglasses going on.
I'm not quite sure of current NBA coaches, but I thought this was interesting. Number 1 from your Cleveland Cavaliers, JB Bickerstaff.
JB.
See a picture of him?
They don't put any pictures on there. Like, what? What kind of article is this?
Well, I mean, the picture at the top is of JB. Hey, you got to do number 1. That's it,
But like, how old is this article too? This is just October, but
yeah. And,
like,
and
doesn't Steve Nash not work there anymore?
Yes, he got fired.
I almost thought you were saying like JB's let himself go in the past 3 months.
No. I'm looking at the rest of the list. Is Udoka still in the Boston? I don't think so. Is he still there?
Well,
I don't know.
yeah,
Thought that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, let me double check.
I mean, it's just October, and it's not that it's a super old, but like a lot of those coaches don't work there anymore.
Well, and Udoka got suspended for the year.
Right.
Based on a
Yeah.
relationship.
I don't think he works there anymore.
Well, I got to be impressed. I mean, no discrimination against the old people. You got a 65-year-old at 3, 61-year-old number 2. How about that?
I'd have to see the pictures.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can Google them.
I'm trying to.
So I had to check some of these guys because I'm not familiar with them. The Nick Nurse for the Raptors.
Yeah.
He looks like
Steve
your
Clifford.
10th grade
Is this
algebra teacher?
Is this a joke? This isn't a real list.
Nick Nurse is a Drew Carey impersonator.
Well, I mean, hey, there's one out there like Drew Carey. I mean, I'm not sure why, but
I'm not knocking him. I'm just questioning.
He's got to be realistic about what we're talking about here. Like, come on now.
Oh man.
I mean, it could be. I don't know if you guys.
I mean,
saw
I
on
recognize
Facebook,
that.
I did one of those things. You click and it takes your profile picture and it supposedly generates like your celebrity lookalikes. I get E.T., Dobby, and Gollum as my celebrity lookalikes.
And it's accurate.
Exactly. And I'm realistic about it.
See, I'm kind of wondering too. I mean, should we want our teams to get more handsome coaches in hopes of doing better? Does handsome coaches automatically translate to wins?
I have to say that in the NBA, it does not look like anybody's going with that philosophy.
Right.
Well, I did have to like take a double step backwards there and say we're ranking NBA coaches. Like this is a small pool.
You did see the NFL list, right?
Yes.
There's a couple of young dudes in there, though. I mean, like that.
But I think it just.
But they also did put Pete Carroll at number 18. So, like,
attractiveness and good coaching are not one
no,
and the same.
No. Yeah, no, that's not what we're talking about at all. We're talking about just their attractiveness.
Yeah, and even if the players, we'll just say they're all straight. I mean, still, hey, what a handsome guy! Gotta listen to him. I think that conversation goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then there's also Greg Popovich, who is a phenomenal coach.
Silver Fox.
But he definitely looks like he could be living under a bridge somewhere.
Silver Fox, gray hair. Oh man.
No, he passed Silver Fox like back in the 90s, I think.
That was just an old gray dirty towel.
Yeah, we're kind of into Crypt Keeper territory.
I love Popovich.
We've
got a great coach.
We've got to encourage our teams to get cuter coaches. I mean, come on.
It's all about handsomness.
Yeah, handsome. Handsom's probably a better term for a guy to use than cuter. I mean, I don't know.
Also a word you don't want out of a NBA coach is dreamy. You do not need that.
Oh, JB Bickerstaff, you're so dreamy.
You're so dreamy.
Like I know that you could say, well, this is gonna maybe intrigue the wives to watch sports with you. It's like I don't think I want my wife watching the Steelers with me just so she can catch glimpses of Tomlin every time the camera pans his way.
Handsome
I'm
dude.
not comfortable with that.
And I gotta say too, if you're a Cleveland sports fan, my goodness, you've got Stefanski, you've got JD Bickerstaff, and then you go to the baseball field and you got Terry Francona. I mean, come on. I know he's a good coach, and there's won a lot of games for the Guardians, but let's step up your game, Guardians. I mean, could you imagine that if they had an interview, like let's say Francona retires, and they're like, "Hey, we saw your resume. You look handsome in your picture. Come on in." Well, I never coached before. Hey, you're gonna get number one on the handsome manager list. You're down. So I don't know. I'm finding I don't know any of these baseball managers. That's a hard thing too.
Like a lot of them, I know the names. I just can't picture the face.
I can't picture them. Yeah.
Or picture the shirtless photo we find hang out on the internet. So.
Yeah, that dude. That's crazy.
I wonder if
Aaron Boone doesn't look like that.
Yeah, who's Capper coach?
Who's
Giants?
Giants were horrible last year. So does he get propositioned more by women as players? I don't know.
What?
You know why they started this list now? Because it wouldn't have been fair when Don Zimmer was a manager. I mean,
oh my god,
not fair to everybody else.
Don Zimmer.
That's where there's 32 teams, but somehow he's still 40 on the list.
What's former baseball coach? Trying to think. Billy Martin had that mustache.
Oh yeah.
Tommy Lasorda. There's the looker.
I bet he would have a May December romance. I mean, if he was around today, he'd be carrying around like a 22-year-old on his arm. Hey,
That's when managers were managers, out of shape, rotted teeth from chaw, and that's when baseball was baseball.
Earl Weaver, man, could you imagine what he'd be on that list? I mean, it'd be high up. I think now we're hiring more handsome managers, but just think, I mean, you had Earl Weaver, Tommy Lasorda, Sparky Anderson. I mean, there's a different body type they were looking for back then.
Or is it now just the fact that athletes who are old enough to be coaches grew up in an era where you actually were an athlete? I mean, think about Tommy Lasorda's and that era of guys. They played an era of baseball where you were smoking and drinking in the dugout and you didn't touch a weight all off season. You just rolled into spring training and picked. I mean, Babe Ruth, for crying out loud.
That guy. Jeez.
I think it's unfair for baseball managers because they're the only ones that actually have to wear the uniform. So, like, I look at it, some shirts or outfits I feel smaller in than others. Man, putting these old baseball managers in uniforms when they're so out of shape, it looks really weird.
No, I want Mike Sullivan in hockey pads.
Yeah, no other sport does that. You don't put hockey coaches in hockey pads. You don't have coaches wear shorts and a jersey. Come on.
In all fairness, if Tomlin had a full football gear on, he's on the field.
I would say if Mike Tomlin did the Gabe Kapler shirtless photo, that would distract the defenses. I mean, you know what I mean? Come on. Could he do that this weekend? I mean, trying to rally the
He's going to get in shape by this weekend?
Oh, I mean, you can still pop off the shirt, show your goods, I've heard dad bods
Some
very end with some women.
Some people got more goods than others.
Yeah. Could you imagine, Mike Tomlin's dad bod? He looked like
it's not so much goods as like a whole delivery truck. It's not really.
Yeah. Very good. So, any other thoughts? Any other handsome managers or coaches or I don't know?
Oh, it will be interesting to see the soccer list.
Oh,
because there are some unattractive managers in the world of soccer.
Can you imagine as guys who start like petitioning writers? Hey, where's the handsome soccer manager list? I want to read it. And like, oh, what's going on over there?
See, soccer is interesting. Like you look at British soccer, you've got the old guys in suits managing. You've got the old guys in the jumpsuits managing, and then you've got like the young GQ model managers. You're pretty much in one of those camps.
Oh, all right.
I don't know who all of these people are. I know who some of them are, but David Moyes, that's number one.
What?
Who?
David Moyes.
For soccer?
For Premier League anyway.
Oh,
he used to manage Manchester United. He's number one.
Yeah. Marco Silva.
Going back to my point that there's some unattractive fellas in the Premier League.
Ralph Hasenhüttl. Then Pep Guardiola.
The best manager is Jurgen Klopp, and he is not making that top 10 list for sure.
He's number 5.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Jurgen Klopp, number 5.
I'm glad I love my wife. Yeah, can you imagine being married?
Because Jurgen Klopp would see your life.
Speaking of Jurgen Klopp, I love my wife.
After reading these lists, my love for my wife has grown even more, so. But Gabe Kapler, you never know. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Look at that guy.
So was
you
that
shred cheese on those things? Look at that.
Did you leave your wife for Gabe Kapler?
Yeah. I'm confused now that I saw his washboard abs and that beauty pose on the edge of the mountain or wherever it was at. So.
Right.
So many questions.
I think anybody looks good on the edge of a mountain.
Yes. Very good, too. All right. Well, hey, we got one more segment. We're going back to our top 5. We're trying to figure out the top 5 pizza places in Ohio. So we'll have that out. Check it out. And thanks for checking out our show. Have a good one.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Mooney. Welcome to what is our new Hope Interrupted podcast based on the work from our book, Hope Interrupted, that I co-authored with my good friend Byron McCauley.
Hey, Jennifer, I'm looking forward to this podcast as much as I was looking forward to writing this book with you. We hope to interview some high impact folks as well as have a little fun.
We're going to cover stories of hope. To learn more about our podcast and our book, please visit www.hopeinterrupted.com.